Hello Gun Nation, Big Johnson coming at you. We're going to try to make this a quick review. This is the Gideon Omega. I've been testing this for quite a while. They sent it in for testing and evaluation. I appreciate Gideon doing that. And I have not just myself shot it, I've let many people shoot it to get their opinions on it. Brand new shooters and one shooter that shot a little bit, not a lot. They're all fairly new shooters, but a couple of them had never even shot pistols or dots before. So I want to get their opinions. But I have been testing it. You know, it's kind of like a homage for the SRO, or a copy of the Trijicon SRO. And y'all all know that I love the SRO. So really great optic, in my opinion. You know, so you do have the roundness of it, very similar. And of course, excuse me, a little fisheye, a little bit. You will get that from the SRO as well. Excuse me, let me grab a drink. You will get that from the SRO a little bit. So this one kind of does that a little bit. Not bad though. It does have very tactile clicks. They're one MOA adjustments. Of course, you got your 1632 battery. Just put a little Allen key on there, a little Torx bit, take it off, put your battery in, no big deal. And I have locked it down. Y'all can see the marks there. So I've probably put a little over 200 rounds through this between myself and other people. I just want to kind of give my thoughts after a couple hundred rounds. One thing on this one, I'm a big dot guy, not a circle dot, person. I'm a dot person, just a single dot. Well, when I received this, and I didn't ask, this one is their circle dot version. I assumed, and you know what that means, make an ass out of you and me, but I assumed it had all three reticles, the dot, the circle, and then the circle with the dot. However, this is the circle dot only. So, and again, 1632. So with my dual astigmatisms, it can get kind of busy with that circle dot, so to say. So there you go there. So it's a me problem, not a you problem. But if you do have dual astigmatism like I do, might be something to consider. Or you might like it, not a big deal. Comes in a really nice box, comes with all the screws and everything, and it is in competition window size, circle dot reticle, auto on-off motion sensing, and we'll get to that in a second, 1 MOA per click, and includes the 1913 Picatinny mount in case you want to put it on a rifle. So you can screw it onto the pick rail and then put that onto your rifle or your PDW, whatever it might be. So that is included in here in the box. And of course you got, extra screws and all that good stuff. So there you go. But the only thing that I noticed about it, let's just go ahead and jump into it. It shoots fine, didn't, shut off while I was shooting it, none of that kind of weird thing. But I put it on my lock pistol stand, and y'all have all seen those, in my videos if you watch. But I had it on the pistol stand. Of course, when you put it on the pistol stand, no mag in it. This is cleared, unloaded, but so sitting on the pistol stand, just like this. So the dot was not on at that time. I looked in the window, the dot was not on. I actually reached over, picked the gun off the pistol stand, was coming up to my eye, still looking at it, still looking at the dot, looking at the circle, looking at the circle. It was not coming on. I got up to about my eye line, then it popped on. So I was like, that's weird. It has the shake awake. I mean, the second I touched it, boop, and just bumped it, it should have came on. It did not. It only did that one time. In the whole time that I've had it and been playing with it, it's only done it one time, but it was like a delay to kick on the shake awake. So I was like, I didn't have to shake it, but I have a slight tremor. So when I was picking it up, I was wiggling, just doing the normal stuff. And again, when I touched it, it should have popped right on, and it did not. So it only did it one time. I tried to get it to do it other times, couldn't get it to do it. There we go. Couldn't get it to do it, couldn't recreate it. It only did it one time. But that's something to be aware of. I tell you the good, the bad, and the indifferent, not hiding anything. So there's that. As far as the brightness, I crank it all the way up to the brightness. I was LARPing around in the backyard, in the shadows, the shade, everything's fine. Even put it up direct to the sun, no issues. I didn't have a second dot, any of that. However, when I have the sun directly behind me and the sun is going in this way to the back of the gun, it will bleed out the dot or the circle. it will kind of ghost it, and it gets really, really light. And that's on pure, cranked all the way up. And this dot does get pretty bright. But that was with the sun coming in the back of it, right between your, little emitter going to the glass. So it's probably just bleeding it out a little bit because that intense sunlight. So that can happen with any open emitter dot. So I'm not picking on this one, just making you aware of it, just in case you're like, hey, that happened to me too. So, and of course inside, I know y'all know that I shoot a lot inside, no issues, no flickering, none of that stuff. So the only issues I've had is that just picking it up that one time, it had a delay and turning the dot on. So I thought that was kind of strange. And of course it shouldn't be a battery issue. Matter of fact, I even kind of tightened down the top just to see if that's what it was, but it wasn't loose. So I don't know, but never got it to recreate that again. So I don't know if it was just a fluke or if it could be a potential issue in the future. I don't know. Just want to let you be aware of it. But do I like it? Do I recommend it? So far, so good, except that one little nit or the little thing I'm picking out or found with the shake awake just that one time. And then of course with the sun going in the back of it, which can happen with any open emitter. But I like the shape. I like everything about it. It is kind of a high base. This is pretty tall, but your SRO is as well. And I do have the co-witness sights on here, so it goes right over it. So I can see the co-witness. You can see the co-witness. No issues. Just trying to show you. But there you go. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Y'all like these? Dislike them? Just curious. These are just my thoughts. Just wanted to share this with you. Thank you so much, Gideon, for sending this in. Also, they did send another dot in. I've been checking that out for quite a while. We'll get into that one later. But remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.